Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you guys every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss whether our ABV Network Crew Club member, Adina Ewaldz, is the world's best amateur bartender. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Ryan Thompson, Katie Joyce, and Steinkamp.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey,
hello.
Hey, oh, yeah, we're going to be talking about Adina Ewaldz. Kind of got her start in cocktails. During COVID, we used to do some contest, ABV Network Crew Club stuff, and it stuck. It took off with her, so she really is into it. She's won, some contests, Bourbon Women, and she enters a lot of different things, making cocktails and stuff like that. And it's not only just for contests, just, follow her on Instagram or whatever, and she's out there doing this kind of stuff all the time. So we'll talk about her and what all that means. For right now, I've got a question for you guys. So, in Key West, I had something happen that wanted to find out when the last time this has happened to you guys. So we were on
Steve. Penicillin, buddy.
We were on the rum cruise. I'm going to ignore that. We were on the rum cruise, and we're cruising around, and there's a boat coming at us. And I look over, and I initially thought the lady was selling cantaloupes, but it turns out she was not. She was, at first I thought topless, and then she stands up. No, she was totally naked. And I tell you what, I've been exposed to a lot of, of accidental nudity in the wild and stuff like that. So things where you're not expecting it. And it's usually never very good. This was actually the first time when I was like, this would be something that I would like to see. So normally it's like, oh God. Yeah. I don't want to see that. But this was good. So my question for you guys is, when is the last time you've been exposed to some accidental nudity out in the wild? I'm not talking about you're with someone. I don't want to know the details of your personal life. I'm talking about you happen to be at the pool and someone dives in and their top falls off or something like that. When's the last time you've been involved with accidental nudity?
Unfortunately, it was related to a crime where the guy was real drunk. And I was unfortunately the prosecutor. I did not want to review that body cam, and I had to.
You had to.
He came up and he fought it, and he was like, "This didn't happen." I was like, "Well, let's pull up the body cam," and I was like,
"It's hard to defend at that point."
Nope. So I turned my laptop around, and I was like, "This didn't happen." I'm like, and now it just got worse for you because now I had to witness this. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh. That's great.
I hate this question, Akeley, because it brings up a terrible, terrible memory.
Okay.
It must have been 10 years ago, driving through Denver. I was lost. I was going through some neighborhood, and I look over, and there's this large lady in a yard. I don't know if it's her yard or not. It was a yard, and
yes,
he just happened to.
Oh God!
She just happened to be pulling out a feminine hygiene product from between her legs.
No!
It's like, it was just a terrible memory. I have not thought about it since until you brought up this question. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. It's burned in your brain. Oh, you're
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah.
McNew's gonna throw up.
That is trauma. My God.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Like, was she not even in some bushes? It's just like broad daylight in a
In her
yard.
yard. Yard. I don't know if it was her yard or not. It was terrible. She was
Yeah.
not a small lady either. I mean, it was just bad
Not a
all
small
around.
lady. Not a small lady.
So
Okay.
many questions, but I don't want to ask them. Like,
Right.
I don't want to know anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
McNew, how about you? Accidental nudity?
Trying to think of some, and none's really coming to mind right now.
Huh.
Yeah.
So if you
Interesting.
haven't witnessed nudity, that means you are the nudist.
Yeah,
That's
that means
probably
people have seen you
accurate,
naked.
because
Yeah.
like, they say like you either have naked neighbors or you are the naked neighbor. Like, it's probably me.
Yeah. 100%.
Probably.
You're walking around all the time. I just got to go out quickly outside. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Okay.
mean, I do put on clothes when I go outside, but
Sure you do.
I mean, I don't really like shut my blinds that often. So
Yeah, well, let's not forget in Key West, McNew, she's got the you know how you have like the wooden shutters,
they're like slats, right? And they're
Yeah,
like,
but they're open, so McNew assumes they're lifted up where they're horizontal instead of being vertical where they're closed. And McNew decides to get undressed, in her room, which is perfectly normal, nothing wrong with that. But she doesn't close that window, and there's a group of guys outside of her room just watching her get undressed. I don't know why they happen to be there. I think they're just out there talking, and then they see her, and then. Like the next night, they start gathering around because they're waiting for McNew to show up and get undressed. I was like, "This is not a daily show." I had to walk McNew up to her room because she was drunk. I was like, I told the warden, I was like, I gotta. McNew can't even stand. I gotta
I'll
take
be
her up to
back.
her room.
I gotta go shut her
I
shutters.
gotta take McNew, and then there's a group of guys standing outside of her thing. I'm like, guys, no show tonight. All right, I made them scatter. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
No,
And then
here's-
McNew's so drunk. The next day, she texts me. I was like, "Are you even coming down to breakfast today?" And McNew texts me, "Bring me this," and
leave it by my door.
yeah, leave it by my door. So I get her this plate. It's very specific, lightly toasted, like 2 on the bagel. Butter and cream cheese.
It was the polite thing to do,
Very
Steve.
specific
polite thing to
fucking
do.
order. So I carried all the way across the hotel, up the steps, and all this. Knock on the door. And put it down like she's a prisoner or something, and put it down at her door. Yeah, that's travel.
Oh my
with
God.
shit like that. Yeah,
There is an interesting thing that happens in ski towns. It's called the deck change, and it's when you get done skiing and you're back at your car and you're just in the parking lot and everyone's doing it. You get down to your boxers or your bra and underwear, whatever, and everyone's just acceptable, right? And everyone just does a deck change right there by the car, and so it's not full nudity, but you're down to some skivvies at least. But it's just accepted around here, which is kind of interesting.
yeah. Under the right circumstances, that could be pretty good. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
Well. Steinkamp, how about you?
I play in a band at the Lake of the Ozarks all summer.
That's not
You
accidental.
probably see a lot
That's
of
not accidental.
Yeah.
probably see a lot of
So yes.
Not really
But it's-
accidental.
I wasn't looking for it. It's no different than your
You were
boat.
looking
It's
for
not
it.
like we look for it.
You
It
are,
just
100% you're looking for.
Like,
You get those
no,
gigs, you know it's
can't
going to
avoid
happen.
it. Like,
You know it's
good
gonna
luck
happen.
avoiding it at Party Cove. Like,
Right.
Yeah, so we don't go to Party Cove is not good. That
No.
is
It's not.
It's there's disease there. It's not
There's
good.
disease.
Um,
There's
like,
disease.
do
And
not
that's-
fall in the water.
There's
Do not.
funguses. There's funguses.
That's a long way away from where we're usually camped out at. But
Okay.
yeah, that
Now you're
that
talking. You
happens-
stay at your parents' house. I assume they just walk
Yes.
around naked. Is what you're talking about? Yeah.
No.
Parents are
Like a meet
nudists.
the Fokker situation.
Yeah.
they are like out in their own little area. I mean, you could there. That'd be all right.
How many pillows do they have on their bed?
Yeah. 12 pillows.
I
Katie has
don't know.
2. I just listened to the show today. It was funny. She
I
said
listened to that recently.
yeah, it's great. She has 2, and then she has one that doesn't really count. It's a little round one for her back or something. It's decorative.
Still do.
Yeah. The McNew has decorative ones. I don't know. I never understand why you would have decorative pillows in your bedroom. I mean, who do you really ever take into your bedroom other than someone you're going to be going to bed with? Do they need, like your husband? Or would he need a decorative pillow? Is he like, I'm all boned up now because you got this beautiful decorative pillow
I
on
want
there?
it to be
No,
nice. I want it to be nice for me. So here's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, when I'm like, I don't care
That's
about
the most McNew answer I've ever heard.
don't give a fuck about your opinion. I'm getting my pretty pillows. They're for me. You can throw them on the floor. I'm putting them back when you leave. Bye.
Okay. You don't really have an argument for that, I guess. So as long as it's for her, because you don't need it. I mean, I could see decorative pillows on the couch in the living room because you want when people come over, you're trying to like, this looks cool and coordinated. But in your bedroom, I don't know. No one goes in my bedroom.
The standard Midwest thing to do is anytime someone comes over, you say, "Do you want a tour?" And you show them every room of the house. That's why everything must be clean and decorated before you have company over.
Yeah. I have the same joke every time I do one of those. Now I haven't got new friends over the house and done a house tour in a long time. But my same joke was all the time. I would walk into the bedroom and I'm like, oh, there's the workbench over there. Never gets old. It never gets fucking old. You can say that joke a million times because it's a different audience each time. You just
That's way better than like when MTV Cribs was a thing and they'd be like, "This is where the magic happens," and you're like, "No, absolutely not." That's way better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's good stuff. Good stuff. So there you go. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going to kick this thing off. I've got Bear Knuckle. It's Bear Knuckle. So, all right, here we go. Swide on the set. Give me respect. God damn, I was hoping that was going to be good. That was not shit.
Maybe if you pronounce their name right, their bottle would be a little bit nicer too. Bear Knuckle.
Why can't I be like McNew and just fuck shit up? And the people are like, and that endears me to them. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
I love that guy. He can't pronounce shit. It's great. Who doesn't? People love her. I do. People are like, you idiot.
This is part of my charm.
Yeah. All right. McNew, you're next. What do you got?
I have some Moonlight Mayhem from Filmland Spirits.
Okay. No, nothing there. I got that beat at least.
Yep.
I have the lead right now. I'll have Ryan go so I can continue to hold my lead.
Midas.
We're going to go with a tried and true Russell Reserve 10-year in the house.
Okay. Yeah, I'm leading. All right. Now I made it through another one. Steinkamp. I have a pretty good chance of beating him, so I'll go with Steinkamp.
Yeah. I have a very well loved Ardent Spirits. This is the blended old fashioned.
Okay.
Because we're talking about cocktails, it's not an old fashioned or an old fashioned mix. It's just a couple barrels that he blended together that ended up tasting like an old fashioned.
You're out of focus now. What the hell happened? No noise at all.
Nope, not here either.
You gotta get quieter.
I've got the lead. When Ryan's busting your balls, you got trouble. You got trouble.
Like,
All right.
I'm terrible. But
Katie is last but not least. I have the lead. I'm on the verge of winning this thing. Let's see what happens.
So I was going to have Boxing Bear, but I want to test out Ryan's theory and see if I correctly pronounce Bare Knuckle. Straight rye whiskey, distilled and bottled by KO Distilling. So now that I've given this bottle the proper respect, we'll see if it likes me better.
Okay. It's a good experiment here. Damn it.
Oh.
Ryan was proven right there. Ryan was, Ryan might have, maybe Ryan's onto something. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're talking about Adina Ewaldz. Is she the best amateur bartender in the world? We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
This is Kathy Cole. I am not KK Poppins, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about Adina Ewaldz. Is she the best amateur bartender in the whole world?
In the whole world, yeah. So, from my perspective, I'm going to say yes, because if asked me to name my list of best amateur bartenders, I've got Adina Ewaldz, and then I have, Adina Ewaldz is pretty good. So, for me, Adina's got to go. She has, a million different things in the works. She's making the ingredients behind that comprises. She's not going out and just buying simple syrup. So she makes everything, does all that kind of stuff. Really dedicated to it, and as cocktails can be, a lot of hers look like they're overly complicated, but that's part of bartender culture. That's part of the experience, really watching them make your drink. And if there's 21 steps to it, that's part of that, buying that drink. So, I think she's awesome, and I think she's doing a great job, and it's fun to see her winning some contests and getting some notoriety for what she does. So I think she's number one in my mind. What about you guys?
She clearly has the passion, and that goes a long way with me. So who's to say that she's not? Mm-hmm. And so she's got my vote too, just based on those two things right there.
There you go. All right. What do you think, McNew? You followed this whole journey. You've been part of it.
So we used to throw out some weird flavors, weird ingredients, and she would do the most with them. And then our cocktail contest ended naturally as it did, and then she's still doing it. She is taking some of the weirdest, bonkers, off-the-wall ingredients and making beautiful things out of them. And I'm like, right. How does her brain work? She is just it could be so weird, and she just makes it look lovely, and it probably tastes good. I haven't got to taste any of them. I'd love to.
She does some really weird stuff. I remember that one time she's like, here's some simple syrup I made out of pine needles. What?
Yeah, and I'm like, how? Why did you just go pluck them off a tree? I don't even know where you get these. So she does some really cool stuff, and they look lovely, and it's the photography of it too.
She's got that part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need a coffee table book of Adina's recipes. I want the recipe and the photos. Coffee table book. I need her to make this happen, because it's all lovely, and she's passionate.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I like it. I would definitely buy that book.
Okay.
I have not had the pleasure of meeting her yet.
I just want you to do it so I can buy it, because I really want.
She'll be in Bardstown. You get to meet her there at the Bourbon.
Excellent.
Bourbon Palooza.
Because I actually did research ahead of time for our shows tonight. Now that I'm a government employee and have all kinds of extra time, and so when I was looking up her page, I was very much impressed by the pictures, as McNew just said. But also the first post I clicked on mentioned that a couple of her favorite cocktails are Paper Plane and Penicillin, which are two that I absolutely love. So immediately I'm like, okay, we're vibing the same. And then the picture that she had was a recipe from a person at Attaboy in New York, and that's a bar that I highly respect as well. I've been familiar with some of their products through my friend Tim, who's Whiskey Wednesday's brand, and so immediately I'm like, okay, I 100% trust her. I saw a single post, and just from what she put in that, I'm like, 100% trust her. Absolutely can make me any cocktail. I was in immediately.
Okay.
So, and that's impressive with just a single post.
Her thought process, like there's lore behind it. She's like, I thought of this goddess today or this weird folklore story. Here's a cocktail. I'm like, what? She does some really cool stuff.
She gives the cocktails a backstory.
Yeah, they have like a life and a backstory, which is awesome.
Cool.
It takes just a special kind of person for that. Like there's no amount of training that can make you that good, like on the creativity and piecing it together, what actually tastes good and fits together and all of that. So it just takes that special person who just has it to be able to do that.
Now, Steinkamp, you are a musician by trade. You have the ability to record things and stuff like that. Do you think you could do a version of the Funky Cold Medina and then replace Medina with Adina?
Oh, this
music at contests and stuff. Then she could have walk up music.
Piece of cake
for contest. Yeah,
piece of cake. I'll send that to you in
Funky
the next 48
Cold
hours.
Adina. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's nice. That'll be good.
But do we think that's the good title for the coffee table book?
Yeah, I think so. I think
love
so.
that.
Yeah.
So as a phase 3 ABV guy, tell me about, because I had to do the same thing, Katie. I had to go back and do some research, and her pictures are amazing and just beautiful, beautiful stuff. Tell me about the cocktail contest it looks like it happened during COVID, maybe?
COVID. It was a COVID thing. Again, we looked for ways to get together and do things. And Zoom was, launched a lot of the things that we did. And one of the things that we did just to get everybody together and be with friends and be able to, you couldn't go out. So we came up with this idea of a monthly cocktail contest where we would give, was it just one ingredient, McNew, or was it two?
So it was one ingredient, and you could do whatever you wanted. The spirit didn't matter. It didn't have to be whiskey based. So one weird ingredient, you had to find a way to incorporate it, and it needed to be kind of like a main feature. You couldn't be like, oh, I just rimmed it with this. It had to be like a main ingredient that you used.
Yeah. So then what we would do is we would have a panel of 3 judges, and we would have them submit these, and then we'd have like 3 finalists, and then we would have them make the drinks, so they would submit something, and then if they were selected, then we would have them make the drinks for these 3 judges on a Zoom event type of thing. And you're not actually getting to drink them or anything like that. It's just based on the presentation and what you see and how it sounds. Does it look like it makes sense? And then the judges would vote. And Swyatt really rose up to the ranks because he would give some funny he was good at
a good bullshitter that he put random shit together and be like, oh, these just magically pair together, even though it's complete shit that he's drinking, and he's able to bullshit his way through it.
So,
he just bullshit his way through it.
Yeah, he was great.
That's the talent there.
Fun. And Dave Ewaldz. Dave makes some great cocktails.
He makes some great ones too. Yeah.
So gotta give him some credit also. I think Adina made a lot of his syrup, so he stole a lot of her ingredients, but Dave is also making some cool stuff.
Borrowed.
Yeah.
Borrowed.
It was fun.
Says the attorney.
The best one we ever did, we had Molly Wellman one time serve as a judge. So that was that. Then it got real. So you get Molly on there. So like world's greatest bartender, and you get Molly as a judge. That was cool. So
very cool.
She's also super nice. So So she's got everyone. It's like having Luke Otero to give you your bourbon celebrity score, and everyone. It's his scale starts at 98, and
I couldn't imagine like a room with like Luke and Molly at the same time would be like a room of puppies. Like it's gonna be so nice and loving.
Yeah. So good stuff.
I am here admiring her Instagram page as we're talking.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I'm quite impressed. Absolutely.
That's like art.
It is art. Yeah.
Very cool.
She does a good job with that. That's a full-blown hobby at this point for her. And it could turn into at some point, she talks about maybe someday it'll be a side hustle and a gig or something like that. And who knows? And that can go in a number of different ways. It could be, not only a bartender, you think, just more. She could do events. She could write about spirits and cocktails for places. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go with it. I would
like to see her at events, like not like a full-fledged bartender, but like events, like, I don't know, whatever bourbon events are happening in Kentucky or wherever, like she pops up and she's making amazing cocktails. Cause you can only like, you have so many pours and your palate's like flown out at those things. A nice cocktail would be nice at those. I would love to see her there.
Yeah.
Or even like a subscription box of like she's come up with some ideas for the season and sends you like her syrups and you pair your own spirits with it.
That'd be a good idea.
Oh,
Yeah,
like,
get her.
And then she has Zoom events where she shows you how to make it. You have the box.
Yeah.
And,
absolutely.
At this point, once she starts getting paid, I think we have to take the amateur off her title, though, because I'm just saying.
Professional bartender. Yeah.
She would be
Once you start
professional at
getting
that
paid
point.
for this kind of
That's
stuff,
why-
no longer the amateur.
well, unless it's the Olympics these days. Then
And looking through her page, the only people I could think that would have competed were clear, like not even new professionals, but seasoned professionals. So
right.
I think that seals it for her as an amateur.
The amateur status makes her stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Any chance we can get her like when the speakeasy opens up?
Yeah,
That'd
of
be
course.
a blast.
I'm sure she'd love to do it. So yeah, that'd be fun.
That's a great idea. Look at all these ideas we come up with. Look at this group. Way to
Bam.
go, guys.
Heck
If you know, you know.
If you
That's
know,
right.
you know. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Steinkamp, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook and the Instagram at Investment Whiskey.
Katie.
You can find me over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
Oh, Ryan.
Hopefully enjoying an Ewaldz cocktail here soon. But until then, across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey. And our website's 10thwhiskey.com. It's 10th whiskey with an E.
All right, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. We put our previous shows or blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us. The ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We'd love to have you come in, taste through some of our barrel picks, and have you buy your favorite ones. And that would be fun stuff. So check us out online and find out where we're at, what we have in stock, what events we have coming up, so much more. abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Finance, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye, all.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing, the ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.